The borough of Phoenixville is a former steel town, one of many in Pennsylvania. How do you reinvent yourself if you've been for over 100 years a steel town? Our leadership, my predecessors and the political leadership before, chose to look at the community from a perspective of live and play. We needed to anticipate the future and design a building for 50 years. I, did my research and I came across Jerry Gorski's name and the firm, and I invited him out to the borough here, and he comes over and I said, I don't know what to do. Any thoughts or ideas? We took a look at the plans, and he said, I can get you a very similar building on using different kinds of products, and I'm sure that we can come in under that number. And that was the genesis of the dialogue with the whole Sourcewell program. I had never heard of that before.
Because we did have a prior history on some other jobs, we knew about the Sourcewell program and we knew how BlueScope construction fit into that. So as soon as we were contacted by the borough manager, we said we know of a program where we can not just provide our expertise in trimming a design down, but we can actually design and build a building tailored to the requirements of the community as well as the budget requirements. So the advantage for Gorski Engineering to work with Butler and BlueScope Construction through Sourcewell is that it gives us the opportunity here in Pennsylvania to use all that we have to offer any client. In the Sourcewell approach, we're working toward a certified cost approach. In this approach, we're taking the risk out for the user. We're taking the risk out for that government entity that we're going to contract with to deliver this project, because they know what the costs are. We've taken the risk out of where are the costs going to end up. And for us, the opportunity is we know we get to use what we have to offer and have a really good business deal that makes sense for our company too. So it's a win-win.
Our old community center was over 100 years old. And with the growth of the community, there was a need for a new community center. I learned so much about the building process that I was not ever a part of before. It's been just a great experience for me working with Gorski, and the staff has been a good experience. I've learned a lot along the way. Well, my background is recreation. My background is not building construction, and so that's where they were helpful. It was the little things, but the things that, we didn't even think about, that we didn't even know. But, I've never built a building before, and so we were looking to them for guidance and, maybe some suggestions on how to move forward with certain things. Ultimately, we had the final say, but they were helpful in, guiding us and making suggestions. So we're very appreciative about that. Everybody that comes in here just speaks so highly of it. And if you knew where we came from, it's even more so. But even the people that don't know where we come from and the old community center just think this is a beautiful facility.
The main crux of the need for a new fire station in Phoenixville is the fact that the building dated back to the 1900s, literally. From a health and safety standpoint, it was not a good environment for our volunteers or our staff to be in really any longer.
The process from start to finish was relatively seamless, all things considered. I was impressed with the level of detail in terms of the plans that we had and the openness between BlueScope and Gorski and the borough and the fire department to have conversations as to what the fire department needed, what the borough needed, and ultimately the builders were able to put that together into what we have today, which is an incredible new building.
The building as a whole makes life easier, there's no question. Having adequate facilities for our firefighters and EMS personnel to sleep in. We have a good kitchen, we have a good apparatus bay. All these elements tying together, but absolutely this facility makes life 100 times easier, and there's no question. And it definitely reduces the stress that sometimes goes into trying to maintain a facility. So, but all what we do here is very serious, and we view this as the community's firehouse. Yes, we're the people that need to run it, but we take great pride in this building being here.
They were fantastic. I think I was very fortunate because I have done other projects and I've dealt with other construction teams and what have you. Fortunately, Jerry's close enough by that he said, "Can you meet out on the site?" And so we'd meet here and we'd walk through it and he'd see my position, he'd explain his, and we'd resolve. That's what makes a project work. It's easy for me to say to you that Sourcewell came to the table. They allowed us to stay under the time frame that we were under and under the budget.
Well, I will say, you know, we see the success that we've had on our projects with BlueScope construction using Sourcewell. The word is spreading rapidly, and we have a few years worth of work ahead of us already. The buildings that we're designing based on the success that we've had and the word just getting out.